Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Brittany Hayles, and this is Hayles Consulting, a business dedicated to helping you take ownership of your career. Now I know, a few videos back, I said how I was going to start a podcast. Then I started doing research on how much work goes into, like uploading and creating a podcast. And I changed my mind naturally. You gotta be adaptable during your career. So I actually came up with a new framework called Career Chats, which you're actually watching here today, where I'm just gonna be asking people every week or month, depending on how often I'm gonna do this, career-related, life-related, business topics that you all want my opinion on. A lot of people have already submitted some through Instagram, some here on YouTube, some on LinkedIn. And I'll just be talking each time in the career chat about what my opinion is on that topic. If it's positive, negative, I'm just gonna keep it as candid as possible. Before we even get started here, you know the drill. Go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. Also, do not forget to follow Hayles Consulting on Instagram, on Facebook, LinkedIn, all the socials, I'm on them, even TikTok. Follow me on all, subscribe, and let's get started. So the first topic is diversity hiring programs. Diversity hiring programs are so controversial, and it makes me feel some type of way because I'm like, y'all don't want us working at the company? So for you all that do not know what a diversity hiring program is, many companies recognize that it is unacceptable to have a company that is represented by 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%, a homogenous group of people. There are so many studies done that prove the more diverse your workplace is, the better work you output. So companies will create a program to say, hey, I noticed that our company is predominantly male. Let's create a program to try and bring in more women. I noticed that our company is predominantly white. Let's create a program to bring in more Black and Latinx talent. Now, I want to make two things very clear, because when I used to work as a diversity sourcer, which is basically looking for diverse talent, I used to get the most ignorant questions and the most ignorant statements. And granted that some people genuinely don't know, but some of them were very much rooted in bias. Quotas are illegal. Say it with me. Quotas are illegal. The idea that you're gonna say, we need to hire 5 Black people and whoever doesn't hire 5 Black people are getting fired, that's illegal. It's written. You cannot do that. You cannot create something that's solely for one specific group of people. There are certain laws that say, like, if a job is specifically cannot be performed by anybody other than a certain race or a certain gender or a certain whatever, there are certain laws that uphold that and it's put into place. But for the most part, even if I decided today for Hayles Consulting that I needed to hire more Asian candidates, I can't say, hey, only Asian people can apply to this specific program. What I say is that we're going to go into places that are predominantly held by Asian students or Asian candidates, but anybody can apply. But we're going to prioritize sourcing for and recruiting Asian people. So the next time you want to say it's not fair, just think about it that way. And the second question I used to get all the time, which used to drive me absolutely insane, was, is the hiring bar being lowered to hire these people? What that means is, if there's a test that you typically have to take to get into the program or into that company, do these people not have to take that test? The answer is no. I can't speak for every company, but to do that, again, is illegal. Same thing as with the quotas. Quotas are illegal. Does that mean some companies are not doing it? Are having quotas? That's their business. It's illegal. In the company that I worked for and where I did sourcing and hiring, recruiting of talent, diverse talent, they went through the same exact application process, same everything, same rigorous interview process. The only difference was that we said, hey, let's go to HBCUs, let's go to historically Hispanic institutions and find students that we really never marketed to before. Now, in terms of my opinions on them, I love them. Diversity programs are so necessary and honestly sad that we have to have them in a majority of companies this day. When you think about it, a diversity hiring program is being created because for whatever reason, that company is incredibly homogenous. It doesn't mean that people aren't applying with diverse backgrounds. It means that for whatever reason, through that general hiring process, they're not getting through. Maybe people don't even know about the company because it's not being marketed to certain groups of people for them to say, hey, this is dope, let me go ahead and apply. My problem with these programs is not even the program itself, but the infrastructure. A lot of times these groups will be created and the programs will be created to hire a certain group of people, to recruit, to market to a group of people. And the management team and the executive team, nobody on those teams looks like anybody that they're trying to recruit or market to. Let's say that your team is tasked at, or this program is tasked at hiring Latinx students. And the management team, 5 people on management team, 5 people on the executive team for the program, and not one person on either of those teams is a representative of the Latinx community, doesn't identify as Hispanic, Latina, Latino, like nothing. To me, that's a problem. Of course, anybody can manage a program successfully. When you're good at your job, you're good at it no matter what the criteria is, period. But it's so much more than that. When you're trying to create an inclusive experience, an experience where people feel valued, where people feel connected, where people feel like you're trying to market to them, you need somebody to be represented on that executive or management board, especially because they're the ones that have to okay and sign off on everything. Representation is usually not a part of the management team, and that's my problem. My other problem is that a lot of diversity hiring programs have very little attention to inclusion. So it's like you're hiring all these people, they get there, and they don't feel valued, they don't feel included, they don't feel like they're a part of the company. They feel like they're just sitting at their own lunch table in the lunchroom, and nobody's like interacting. There's no level of like cohesion, there's no level of inclusion. And that is honestly the saddest part. So a lot of these diversity hiring programs bring in all these people and then they don't retain them. They end up leaving. Why? Because there's so much focus on marketing and recruiting, but there wasn't enough emphasis on how to work together in a diverse environment, how to work with other people who think differently than you, have different demographic, different race, different gender, different orientation. Like, there's little to no focus on that a lot of the time, so these people end up leaving. So that's my other problem. Overall, diversity hiring programs are amazing. They diversify a lot of companies. It's sad that they have to be created, but it's the reality that we live in, and I'm happy they're here. But there needs to be way more focus on making sure that executive and management board is representative of whoever they're trying to hire, and that inclusion part of it is just as equally emphasized as the recruiting and the marketing part. TikTok resumes. So this topic was actually submitted to me by quite a few people, obviously because I'm in this field, so people wanted to get my opinion on it. I'm sure you all are familiar with TikTok as a platform. What it is a video sharing platform similar to Instagram, but there's really no interaction or anything. It's just mostly videos, whereas Instagram's like photos, videos, and a whole bunch of other stuff. TikTok is just strictly videos. And then now they have TikTok resumes. So you may be asking yourself, what the hell is a TikTok resume? You're not the only one, okay? TikTok resumes is a program that TikTok created for people, and you don't even have to be an influencer, just an everyday person who has TikTok to create a virtual or video resume where you share your experience, what you bring to the table, your skills. It allows you to get creative and create a video type resume. I think they partnered with about 30 or 40 different companies. Don't quote me on that. There's definitely quite a few companies from different industries. So it wasn't like 30, 40 companies, in the fashion industry. They were from very different industries, which I thought was awesome. And just to be clear, video resumes or video type resumes are not new at all. There are a lot of companies that ask for a video resume or virtual resume, even ask you to just like submit yourself answering a few questions with your application when you initially apply. So this is not new, but to do it on such a large scale, I think is pretty new. Now, I feel good about this program, and then I also have some concerns as well. Now, obviously, as somebody who reviews resumes, writes resumes, all that stuff, like I'm looking at resumes over and over and over again, and it's hard to stand out with a resume. Why? Because they all virtually look the same. So a virtual or video resume really allows you to be creative and bring something else to the table, show your personality, have fun, all that cool stuff, which I think is amazing. Any way you can make yourself stand out is the best way. And the dope thing about TikTok resumes is that you're getting put into a pool of people that may be a lot smaller, a lot more niche than like just applying online with a general resume. So it's a really good opportunity for you to stand out. And I believe the way that it works on the back end is that you upload your resume to the platform, you hashtag TikTok resumes, and then I don't know if you like apply to specific companies like with the hashtag or if they're all looking at those resumes. I'm not entirely sure. They weren't too clear about that, but I would assume that all of those partner companies are looking at your resume and they determine like who, you know, is best fit. But I'm not entirely sure, so don't take my word on that. Now, my concern with TikTok resumes, it is not a secret that TikTok has been in the news, has been recognized, has been noticed as a platform that tends to have a lot of bias associated with it. There are a plethora of people making articles and videos talking about their experience of being a TikTok creator and the biases that sometimes come with it, right? So my thing is, I don't know what's being done on the back end to kind of negate those biases, because at the end of the day, it is not a secret that TikTok as a platform has a lot of biases associated with it, especially for people of color, especially for Black people. So my main concern is, all right, you're giving people this platform, this great opportunity to express themselves creatively, but what does the algorithm look like on the end side for those companies when they're looking at it? Is there an algorithm in place? Do they just get a ton of the videos randomly organized for them to look at? Like what does it look like on the recruiter side when they receive those videos? Because I know when I first downloaded TikTok, it was pretty obvious where the algorithm was favoring. It took me a long time to start seeing the Black person on TikTok, which is wild, because you would think that after me liking a ton of videos of like Black women or Black skincare or like Black owned restaurants, I would start seeing that on my feed, but I didn't see that. So it makes me think about like, what resumes are being pushed to the top by the algorithm, if there is one? What does the back end look like for it? And then we get into the point of also the bias around creativity. What I deem as creative, what I deem as entertaining, what I deem as awesome may be vastly different than what other people deem as creative, awesome, and entertaining, right? For the same reason. So I wanna know what that rubric looks like in terms of like, who's getting chosen versus who's not. What do the recruiters look like who are watching these videos? Are they diverse in terms of identity? Like, I have so many questions. So many questions, not enough answers. I did a ton of research and I really couldn't find anything. So there you go. So the next topic is tech money. So this topic was actually submitted by somebody on Instagram. Thank you so much. I cannot remember, but thank you. Now, I can speak about tech money because I work in tech and my entire career has been in tech. For those who don't know what tech money means, it's basically it's not a secret and it's also not a stereotype that tech is one of the highest paid industries. You're making above average what's expected to be made for your position or your field. Now, there's a lot of glitz and glamour associated with tech money. There's no secret. People are like, you can go on this many vacations, you can live a luxurious life, you can have everything you want. That is true, but it also comes at a price. Whenever you're in a high-paying, high-earning, high-salary job, it comes at the price a lot of times of your mental health, physical health, and also time, to be honest. Again, a company's main purpose is to make money. So if they're taking out a huge chunk of their profit to pay you a six-figure salary, they're expecting six-figure work in return. And a lot of times that looks like burnout. That looks like working extraordinary amounts of hours. That looks like working on the weekend. Not for everyone, because not every tech job takes over your life and is trifling. But a lot are, especially the bigger the company, the more time it can actually take. So yeah, of course, tech money is very glamorous. It comes with a lot of things. Most people in tech are fairly young, maybe in their late 20s, early 30s, and have accomplished a lot in life financially because of the fact that they're being paid so well. But there are stories after stories, videos after videos, even here on YouTube, of people talking about the burnout. It's real. It happens. I experienced it, and I'll make a video about it someday. Please make sure you're pursuing a job within those industries that provides you flexibility, work-life balance, all of that, because it's so easy to just like keep chipping away at yourself for the sake of money. So the next topic is companies pushing back on remote work. This topic was also submitted by somebody on LinkedIn. So again, if you have a topic you'd love for me to talk about, send it to me. I will definitely respond. This topic is funny. Obviously, I'm speaking right now to people who have the ability to apply for remote work, to even fathom that. Not every single job can be remote oriented, because some of them require you to be on your feet in that position, like ready to go. But let me make something very clear, because I'm gonna be candid in these videos. Like, I'm not holding back. If your job requires you to be at a desk on your laptop, basically everything you do is virtual, I don't see the purpose of a company pushing back on remote work other than them just wanting to see you. Some may see that as, them trying to control you. Like, so many words you can use to describe that. But I don't see the logic behind. If my job function can be performed perfectly fine virtually, same collaboration, same output, same productivity, what's the reason other than visibility? I don't know. And I do think the option of working like semi-remote needs to be provided by more companies to say like, all right, cool. Monday through Wednesday, you don't need to be on site because there's nothing for you to do on site. But Thursday, Friday, come on site. You have to do video shoots, you have to do client meetings, whatever. I totally understand that not all job functions can be performed successfully remotely. However, to completely push back on somebody's remote status and not even give them any sort of wiggle room to say maybe 3 days a week when it can be performed virtually, I think that's a level of control, personally. So the last topic is removing higher degrees from your resume so you don't seem overqualified. I also got this topic from somebody on LinkedIn, and I thought this was very interesting, and I had to think about it a little bit. I personally don't recommend removing higher degrees from your resume to seem overqualified. That's the first thing. Second thing is, I don't recommend applying to jobs where you are significantly overqualified for the job. I'm only okay applying to a job that you're overqualified for if you're applying to your dream company, like this is somewhere you've always wanted to work, and you know that the fastest way for you to get there is to maybe reduce your title or draw back a bit. So apply to a title that's the one previous to the one that you have now. Or you're going to be making a significantly better salary, compensation, it's gonna be so much better for you financially to take this position because you're taking a step back versus trying to get into whatever it is that you're trying to do by taking a step forward or trying to get a promotion during your job application. Those are the only two reasons why. And you don't need to remove your degrees because at the end of the day, they're gonna find out somewhere. If you have it on your LinkedIn, you forgot to remove it there. There's so many ways for them to find out about your education. And also, there's something to be proud of. Like, you spent all this money trying to get your master's or your PhD, so much time getting it, that's something to be proud of. At the end of the day, this is gonna be controversial, but I don't care. People hire who they like. If you applied for a job that you were semi-overqualified for and you didn't get it, you not getting it wasn't because you're overqualified. It was because they just preferred that candidate, the other candidate, for whatever reason. They could have been qualified too. Now, when you are overqualified, a honest and truthful concern that they do have a lot of times that you're gonna take this position and jump ship. So you wanna get ready for questions where they're gonna ask you why are you taking a step back? Come up with a strategic answer for that. Let them know that you are dedicated to this role, that you plan on being there, this is a part of your career path for however long you see that in your future. But just come up with a very clear narrative that describes not necessarily why you're leaving or why you're taking a step back, but why you're going to stay in that position. As usual, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Do not forget to subscribe, like this video, share it with other people who you know may be interested in hearing more about these topics as well. I really do appreciate you all. Like, being on YouTube, being a YouTuber is something that I really enjoy, making these videos. So I love that you all are watching them, subscribing. It means a lot to me. And also, I am a career coach. So if you are like, yo, I'm ready to negotiate my salary, I'm ready to change jobs, I'm ready to, like, you know, get over this person that's trying to fight me at my job, literally whatever you want to talk about, I offer consultations where we can talk about whatever you want to related to your career, and I help you figure out a plan on how to overcome it. So you can email me at info@haylesconsulting.com or click the button down below to schedule some one-on-one time with me. Thank you all so much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.